You can't do that. Has anyone ever told you that you can't do that? You ever look at something and just think, I can't do that, that's too hard. That's a limiting belief talking. Hey gods, what's up? Today, we're gonna talk a little bit about how you can tell those limiting beliefs to...
Get the fuck out of here.
Who are you? Are you the person in the stories that others tell? Are you the person in the stories that you tell? Are you the fucking person that's reflected back at you when you look in the mirror? When you woke up this morning, what did you tell yourself? What story did you tell yourself about you and your life? Did you say, I am happy this morning because I am grateful for the things I have in my life and these things bring me joy? Or did you say, I am tired and I have lots of things to do. I feel overwhelmed and I'm run down. I got very frustrated because I went with the second one this morning, at least initially, until I realized, okay, I need to chill the fuck out and take a step back. Whatever I tell myself is ultimately what I'm going to believe. That's what a limiting belief does. Let's dive into how we hold ourselves back through limiting beliefs. Limiting beliefs. A fancy way of saying the stories we tell ourselves about ourselves. I'm not smart enough. I'm too old for this shit. I can't deal with this right now. I can't make a YouTube channel as big and famous as Mr. Beast. You get the picture. Where do these beliefs and stories that we tell ourselves, where do they even come from? Unsurprisingly, they come from childhood. Somebody told you not to climb that tree because it's too dangerous. Someone said, don't fly too high to the sun because Icarus did that and look at his ass, he got fucking burnt up and shit.
Now just cut off your penises and throw them into the sun. Okie dokie.
Now you're afraid to fly too high. You're afraid to try. These beliefs come from everything. Childhood, society, culture, some of your teachers, no doubt. There will be many, many teachers, I imagine, that have created several limiting beliefs. There are many people in your life that have put a brick in the wall, but today focus on moving through that, kicking that fucking wall down, breaking down some limiting beliefs. Before I get into that, what are your limiting beliefs? Do you know any? Do you know any limiting beliefs that you have? If you have one that you're happy to share, please comment below. It'd be great. I'd love to hear about what your limiting belief is and then how you're going to go ahead and just kick that shit to the curb. How do we do it? How do we smash some of those fucking limiting beliefs to smithereens? Now, I've talked about this many times. Your mind is a fucking powerful thing. First of all, question everything. One thing I learned when I was doing continuous improvement was that you should always ask why, like fucking 7 times. We do things this way. You ask why, because of this, why? And you go why, fucking 7 times. Eventually you get to the real reason why anything is done. And then from there you can cut out a lot of the steps potentially, or improve it, right? And that's what we want to do. We want to improve ourselves, continuously improving our person. There is an awesome quote from the Assassin's Creed series. The Assassin's Creed, nothing is true, everything is permitted.
You mentioned a creed before. What is it?
Nothing is true. Everything is permitted. To say that nothing is true is to realize that the foundations of society are fragile and that we must be the shepherds of our own civilization. To say that everything is permitted is to understand that we are the architects of our actions and that we must live with their consequences, whether glorious or tragic.
What does that even mean? Nothing that you currently believe has to be the same. Everything can always be challenged. And I think that's important when it comes to self-growth. Nothing is true. Everything is permitted. Every time you hear that little voice in your head that says, I can't do this, think about it in the way that's like, why not? What proof do I actually have that compels me to say that I can't? Did I actually try? Did I try and fail? As we all know, you don't fail till you give up. Little backstory. There's like plenty of times when I was a teenager and my friends would be like, you can't do this. You can't do that. But okay. I took it as a personal challenge whenever somebody said I can't do something. If someone said you can't, or you won't do that, I was very easily manipulated into doing said ridiculous, seemingly impossible task. When I look back, I think it's funny. The boys will laugh. We'll have a good old fucking chuckle about it. You won't climb up to the top of that building. You won't jump off that diving board and do a triple backflip. There were plenty of things like that that when someone was like, you can't do it or you won't do that, I was like, I'm gonna fucking do that. Even if I die trying, because it felt good to do something that I didn't think I could do. And Sure, even if I failed at it, even if I tried something and even if I tried to do something and I couldn't do it in that moment, I didn't accept that I can't do it. I was just like, well, I can't do it yet. Right? That's really important. If you find yourself having to say, I can't, chime in with a little bit more, yet. There was an old lady I used to mow her lawn. She was like, there's no such thing as can't. And honestly, my little autistic brain was like, well, actually, I can't fly without being in an airplane. Of course, for some reason, I always tried to find the exception to these rules, right? I don't know, that's just how my brain worked, which is ironic, I think, because that is exactly what got me to the point where I'm like, I refuse.
I refuse! What?
To accept that I can't do something. The second step, flipping the script. Once you have challenged your thoughts, right? Once you've challenged that negative thoughts, and even negative, once you've challenged that I can't thought, we need to rewrite the script of the main character in our story, because that's who we are. Instead of saying I can't, say I can, or I will. I can and I will. Some people really dig those motivational cat pictures, and it's like cat fucking hanging from the ceiling. It's like, hang in there. Those kinds of things are good, except they're not quite as epic as
just do it.
If you must say I can't, say I can't yet. The third thing you have to do is take action, because you can just talk about I can do this and I can do that.
Don't let your dreams be dreams.
But if you don't actually fucking do it,
yesterday you said tomorrow,
then it's not really doing it. There's a difference between saying I can and you just leave it on scene. Now, I like to go ahead and know that I can do something even if I don't really want to fucking do it. If someone says to me, you can't
make your dreams come true.
You can't run a marathon. I'm like, well, I know I can, but I'm not fucking gonna do it just because you said I can't. Right? I'm not a fucking teenager anymore who goes and does dumb shit just because someone's like, you can't do it, you won't do it.
You can't handle that show.
I already told the story about how I used to just, when someone's like, you can't do this, well, fuck, I'm doing it. Right? Number 4, surround yourself with believers, people that believe in you. Or don't. As long as you believe in yourself, that's all that really matters. It's just easier when the people around you are supportive. But that's supportive, not enabling. It's like they believe you can be better and they push you to be better. Or they challenge you to become better, as opposed to being like, you can do this, because being told you can do something by someone else is nowhere near as useful as knowing that you can do it yourself.
Just do it! Some people dream of success while you're gonna wake up and work hard at it. Nothing is impossible.
What are your limiting beliefs? What kind of beliefs do you have that you tell yourself every fucking day, which are basically just ways for you to continue living your life the way you want to live? The next time you find yourself waking up in the morning, telling yourself a story which is reaffirming a limiting belief, take a look around and be like, damn, here there be gods. And am I going to leave where there be gods? Namaste, right here. Like, follow, and subscribe. Stay gods.